So hey, what's up? I just got off work. I really wanted to record a video, but it's late and I'll probably do it tomorrow or Monday. In the meantime, I just want to talk about a few things, in particular like marketing. And so I'm going to be talking about how to market yourself as a musician and how that's relevant to like right now. And I'll be talking about XXXTentacion and how his death is being used by rappers and how they're exploiting it and almost using that as a marketing, tactic, like they didn't know X. And then next I want to talk about Teyana Taylor and how her album Rollout for some reason has no marketing behind it whatsoever compared to like Kanye, Nas, and Kid Cudi's. And finally I want to talk about Freddie Gibbs marketing. First, let's start with XXX real quick. So if you notice, a bunch of people are coming out saying, oh, dude, rest in peace, XXX, blah, blah, blah. A lot of artists, in particular Juice WRLD, have released singles talking about XXX's death, etc., how he was an icon. Then we have a lot of artists making videos, photos. Some of these are genuine, but you can also tell some of these are just to gain more followers, gain more relevancy, gain more clout. And that's just something you want to watch out for. Just recognize when an artist is actually paying respects and when an artist is exploiting another artist's death for their own personal gain. But yeah, that's just something I want to point out. And then let's talk about Teyana Taylor's album. So, literally, I don't even know what her album cover looks like. I know what Kanye's, Kid Cudi's, and Nas's look like. I haven't even listened to Nas's album. With Teyana Taylor's, no marketing. No marketing. I haven't gotten an ad. I haven't heard anything about it. I think it still isn't even up on Spotify. And yeah, it's a little disappointing that good music hasn't put as much effort into advertising her album as the last three albums that came out, Maybe there is, and maybe I'm just not seeing it, but I'm just a little disappointed. I feel like this album could have benefited, even though a lot of people probably don't listen to her, I don't listen to her. I feel like this album could have benefited from really good marketing and gaining an even bigger fan base for Teyana Taylor, but for some reason, good music doesn't want to do that. I don't know, maybe this album wasn't that good, I don't know. We'll see. Finally, if you're interested, Thai tea is really good, especially the boba version, but Thai tea in general is just delicious. But finally, Freddie Gibbs' album. Freddie Gibbs, if you don't know him, he's a very underrated rapper who is very talented and very skilled. Came out with Pinata in 2014, 2015. I love that album so much. It inspired the name of this Instagram page and my page in general. But although he's skilled rapping wise, he still doesn't have the fan base he deserves, if you know what I mean. And because of that, he has to rely even more on really good marketing and really good methods of advertisement in order to increase his fan base, increase knowledge of when his releases are coming out. For example, with this recent album, Freddie, real quick, just to fill you in, Freddie Gibbs isn't signed to a label. He has his own label, ESGN Records. And for the most part, it's just him and his general manager and basically behind the scenes genius, Lambo. I forgot his full name. I think it's just Lambert. But they came up with a really good marketing scheme for this recent album where Freddie had a tiny promo where he mocked like early 70s and 80s R&B singers. In this case, Teddy Pendergrass, I think. And it was genius because Freddie's already a really funny guy, and you got to see that in this promo, and it just kind of circulated to the point. Questlove, 2 Chainz, Erykah Badu, a bunch of people were talking about it and saying how it was funny. Danny Brown. The promo was so funny that it was being shared and everybody was talking about Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs doesn't have that large of a fan base where he could just drop something and it's going to succeed. He needs to build up hype. He needs to have good marketing. So using his humor and using this like satire promo piece really helped elevate the exposure of his album. Also, if you put into consideration, he had no big competition for this release date other than maybe you could argue Teyana Taylor. I'm probably butchering your name. And there was another artist that came out with an album, but I don't really listen to him. But anywho, he really has to rely on marketing, and it worked. It's blown up. That promo now has like some thousand Twitter likes, and it really helps that all these famous people are sharing it. So that's an example of really good marketing. Joe Budden himself, everybody's saying that album cover is genius, and I agree. I think marketing nowadays is really important in music because there's just so many artists. You have to almost provide a reason why people should listen to you, even if it isn't the music itself. You need more hype than just music occasionally. Sometimes talent itself is more than enough to drive you to the upper ladders of success. But marketing can also help you if your success still isn't being recognized, such as like artists like Freddie Gibbs. So he's a really good example of how good marketing can really help you, especially when you're on an independent label, no label, because labels sometimes do, sorry, it's getting kind of dark. Labels sometimes do the heavy lifting of promo and everything, but clearly he doesn't have as much money as these labels do, so he almost did it himself, which I think everybody should do it themselves. You don't need a label's marketing budget. You can just do it yourself as long as you have a good idea, as long as it's feasible, and as long as you're willing to put the work in. But yeah, that was just me talking about the marketing for musicians and what really caught my attention. I might do more videos like this just for fun. But yeah, sorry I couldn't get that Freddie Gibbs video out. It'll be out soon, I promise. I've listened to it. It's so good. Death Row, Toe Tag, and Triple Threat are some of my favorite songs right now. But we'll talk about that album more come Saturday. If you watch this whole video, I really, really appreciate it. You're the best. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself. And I hope maybe I provided some wisdom, or this also helps me just get it out and kind of use this information in other ways, maybe on my own page, maybe if I ever want to post music or something. I just think it's a good thing to talk about and discuss and recognize the importance of marketing. Because marketing isn't all just like shoving down your throat trying to get you to buy something. Sometimes it's very clever ways of shoving things down your throat trying to get you to buy something. But yeah, thanks again for listening. Get some Thai tea. Hope see any of you guys have this. It's really cool. And yeah, I'm gonna go and listen to more Freddie Gibbs. See you guys. Thanks again for watching.